Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Amrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyoti Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Yoma Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Gamaya
Gamaya.
Here we are. Oh, it's going to keep playing, Alicia. Hold on. Let me turn it off. 1 second. You did not want to stop. Hello. Okay, so we are doing video live tonight with newbie over here. Lisa, you're in the spotlight.
It's scary.
I love it. My friend Lisa, my friend Alicia, whose voice you just heard, singing the Asato Ma live, and our friend Tara from last week on audio. I believe.
Hello.
I didn't know if you were still muted. Hi, ladies. You know what I realized? Okay, Lisa, we see you. You got to stay still.
You see me what?
I see you. You got to stay still.
Oh my God, I can't see anything. Can you see everyone and we see nothing?
I think you see everybody. Alicia, what do you see?
I see everybody, but I'm on a computer.
What does it look like?
I did see. Oh, there you guys are. Okay,
There
I'm
you
gonna
are.
stay still. Now that I know what I'm doing, I'm staying still, which is extremely hard for me. I'm gonna try my best.
We didn't say close your mouth.
There's got to be dishes to do somewhere. No, I gotta move.
It's so funny. I was watching you move around and get settled. It was so fun.
Oh, I'm sure it was great. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
No, I loved it. Okay, so here's interesting. We may get feedback from your phones and whatever. We're just gonna wing it tonight. I just realized this is the last Soul Stories for this year, because next week we're doing Christmas with Grandma Pam, Grandpa Jer, and then the next week is Christmas Day, I believe, and then the next week is New Year's. So
Oh my God.
look how we're wrapping up this year with the four of us.
That's so cool.
Next year at this time, Tara's going to be on video with us.
Don't freak her out so early.
Okay, so I just want to say a couple of things, and then we'll share whatever you guys want to share. But with the three of you here, it's just impossible to contain my happiness. So I feel like I need to explain why. It's so much fun to have you all here. So Alicia, I don't think you met either of the ladies on with us tonight last year. They're new this year.
Correct. Like a month ago.
I mean, you didn't meet Lisa last year. Yeah. Okay.
No, I met them all like a month ago.
I know.
Like a month.
It's December 11. We met like on 11/11.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
That's in Earth time.
In Earth time, 3D. So Alicia obviously is our musician artist extraordinaire who flies in from Cape Cod, and so she came in 11/11. It had been a year before that since you were here. Well, in that year, we've been kind of busy here in Cincinnati. There's a lot that's been happening, and that brings me to, as I'm looking at you, it's like Alicia, me, and then Lisa right in the middle holding space. Lisa came to New Moon Circle March, I think we decided, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And like immediate love affair. I mean, from the beginning, like how could you not love her? And then it was just so much fun. And over time, I added the Meetup site, and Tara, who's on audio, found me through Meetup and came to a New Moon Circle. And how do you not love Tara, right? And
Right.
So, and then when the four of us got together on 11/11,
Magic.
The rest is history.
so now we get to share all this happiness and joy with anyone who decides they want to tune in. I mean, it's kind of a lot, so I don't know. People might not be able to watch. Right. Anybody who wants to share anything, floor is open.
Well, holding still is really hard. I'm so sorry. I'm doing my best here. I feel like a 5-year-old.
You're doing great.
Oh.
Speaking of 5-year-olds, I had an interesting experience in my music class today. Can I share that?
Of 5-year-olds,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
So I had this 5-year-olds in my music class, and this one little girl, I won't use her name just in case someone from my school watches this. And she came in and she just wanted to be like right next to me. And I was trying to have them all on the rug, like, you know, like a good teacher having order. You know, if you haven't listened to Viv's podcast today, she talks about how like she had to like get her house in order yesterday before she could be still, right? So when you're teaching, it's the same kind of thing. Like you have to create structure in a room so that there can be freedom of creativity. And so it's taken me a long time to learn this, that kids need structure, that I need structure. And then within that structure, creativity and play can happen. But if there isn't the structure, it's just chaos that's no fun for anyone. So I'm like trying to do my structure, and she's just breaking the structure, this little being who just needs so much love. And she has things going on that I know about, but she just wanted to be right next to me. And as all you know, I was just out in Cincinnati for the weekend, and I was just like blasted with all this love. So she's just like attached to my leg. And I'm just trying to teach and kind of acknowledge her, but also my mind has gone completely blank. I don't know why until, oh, right. Okay. Then I remember. So I'm sitting there and I have this like revelation, and I use that word from the Gene Keys. The 44th Gene Key? No, 33rd Gene Key.
33rd.
Where you move from the shadow of forgetting to the
You just did it.
the gift
shadow of forgetting.
Yeah, I just did it. To the gift of something, to the Siddhi of revelation. So I had this revelation as I was allowing her to just be how she needed to be. And I was with this room of 5-year-olds, and I realized that when I'm working with adults, I'm actually like with everybody's 5-year-old. And I realized that that's a part of why I teach children right now, and why what I offer adults is I'm able to be with their little beings. But I don't know, it was just such a cool moment, and that she gave me this gift, because at another point I would have been kind of annoyed, but I was just letting her be there, and then soon enough she was just in the regular flow. She just needed to like be attached to me for a little while. Anyways, so that was pretty cool.
So you want to hear how that ties into the movie I saw last night?
Yes.
We were watching the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, right? Remember where he suddenly grows and becomes like Santa Claus with beard and everything? So in that process of when he's becoming Santa and he's getting bigger and he's getting the beard and he's like talking like Santa, he goes to his son's soccer game and he's sitting on the bench, and all of a sudden, one by one, all the kids like come over. They're like sitting next to him, and then they're tapping him on the shoulder, then they're climbing on his lap, and they're telling him what they want for Christmas, and he's got like 20 kids lined up. That's you. You're like Santa Claus in the music room.
Kind of.
They all want to be right by your side.
Oh, it's so funny.
All right, Lisa, a nugget from your day. One good thing. This is what you do at the dinner table. Give us one good thing that happened to you today.
I didn't fall at the chicken farm. That's a good thing. I'm doing chickens again this week, and I didn't slip. It's really slick over there, and I didn't fall. So I was happy about that.
You have to draw the picture, though, because I didn't quite understand what you meant and the volume that you're dealing with.
Okay, there are 200 chickens and 50 ducks. So when my neighbor's out of town, I have to go gather the eggs, feed the chickens, and water them. So it's but it's kind of crazy right now. There are a couple of roosters that are like really going crazy on some of the hens. One's beak is all twisted. And yesterday when I went to feed, something had killed a chicken, so it was like totally gutted out. So I had to pick a chicken up by its wings and walk it a quarter mile to throw it over the fence. It was just gross. So that didn't happen today. I was really blessed, really happy about it. And I made it out, so it was all good.
You win. You got the best.
I win. And we had a nice party for my 10-year-old.
Oh,
so my little guy turned 10 today. Yeah, it's Ryan's birthday.
No, it's so crazy. It's
So,
your 10-year-old's
yeah.
birthday, and it's Elaine Jones' 7-year-old's
I saw
birthday.
that.
Yes.
And it's my
Yes.
cousin Elizabeth's 50th birthday.
Oh. So
Yeah.
how is Ryan celebrating?
We surprised him with a little party, and he's just really happy with his new toys and enjoying them. So we just had pie. We did pie instead of cake. So
Your baby's in double digits.
yeah,
Like,
I know. That's what I told him all day. He's like, I'm still your baby. I want to be 9 still. So he was really emotional about turning 10. So
oh, that's so sweet.
yeah.
It's
So now we're
growing
all officially even digits in the house. So everyone in the house is even number this year.
So like what?
This is our even
The
year.
numbers.
Like I'm 44, my oldest will be 20, and then 16, 10, and 46.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's amazing. You just don't look
It's
it.
weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
My Ryan yesterday, we had the same sort of conversation. It wasn't his birthday, but we were just talking about like high school in general. He's midway through his sophomore year, and he's figuring it out, you know? And so we were talking about how do you want to navigate through high school? And pretty much what I got is I'd rather stay back here and be the kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard that from Ryan a lot. I just want to be, I don't want to grow up. I want to be little forever. So.
Well, I mean, we make it pretty good for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, food and toys, and it's all good.
Yeah. What pie? You said you made him pie?
I didn't make it. Aldi made it. So yeah, apple pie and pumpkin pie. So
Nice.
and it was just as good. Yeah. I had clients today, so I was busy.
Okay, so
And I get to play with I get to play with Tara's mom on Thursday.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
tell us
going to
what
get
you do.
to,
People who don't know you, what is it you do?
I'm an acupressurist and an herbalist. So
Expand.
Acupressure is acupuncture without the needles. I work the same meridians as an acupuncturist would work. Most of my clients, I go to their homes and work on them. So it's very nice.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all if you want to add in, but a session with Lisa, we did some at my house for the New Moon Circle, and I was upstairs in my daughter's room where your table was set up. I almost tripped and fell down the stairs because my whole
so did I.
jello.
Yep. And it was only 25 minutes. She literally had to walk me down the stairs. Because I couldn't. I was all just like jello. I was.
It's amazing.
So you're going to get to work on my son too, Lisa, because
cool.
he has requested for Christmas a session with you.
Awesome. I love working on kids. Kids are really awesome to connect energetically with.
He's the
still
18-year-old
kid.
Tara?
I'm still a kid.
He's 18, so I didn't want to say, well, you get to play with my son too, because that
that's not good. Yeah, let's not say that.
I almost said that because but yeah.
It's so fun to be with you guys in this space. I feel like we're back in the living room and nothing makes sense.
Right?
It's all just for fun. What's funny is right before this, I was pretty ready, and then I'm like, I should really ground my energy. And so I turned on a deep walk meditation just randomly. And the one I got was called Sharing Happiness. And it said, when other people's happiness is fulfilled, yours is too. And I was like, it's kind of a flow both ways. But literally, you guys are all on here. I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's like the perfect way to ride out 2018 Soul Stories, a happy party.
When did you start this, Viv?
I think I talked about it last time and I couldn't remember. It's been a year.
But was it right after 11/11 that you started doing it? It was,
I think it was last year.
Because I was reflecting on like how different things are now.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was walking on the beach earlier today, reflecting on the session you gave me and the idea of embodiment. I don't know if Tara and Lisa have done your infinite embodiment, or which I don't think I've done. But if you guys haven't done the new moon meditation that they've just posted, it's
I need to send it to you guys because you're at the circle. I need to send it to you.
It's so amazing. So what is different is I'm more embodied, like significantly more embodied. There is significantly more of my consciousness in my body on a regular basis. And that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to explain that more?
Can I explain that more?
Like,
well, I wouldn't know how to explain it if you hadn't come into my life and given me this language. But what does that mean in my life? What it means in my life is that I am more peaceful, like without having to think about being peaceful. So like when I wake up in the morning, the first thought I have is thank you. It just arises. And then I think, I am in love. I am love. Love is amazing. I am it. That's like seriously the sequence of thoughts that I have as I wake up. Okay, so I've spent like 12 years, 14 years of my life training myself to do that. Like hearing the teaching that when you wake up, the first thing you should say is thank you. I'm alive, right? So I've practiced it, but I don't now. It's like things that I have been practicing just arise. I'm not trying to do them. And then if I have a moment where I notice an awareness, where I notice I don't feel like that, I have an awareness, and then I just can breathe and go back into it, into the sense of embodiment. So it's not mental. It's
feeling.
Yeah, but it's not even feeling. Like feeling isn't even the right word, because I used to be so into my feelings. Like feelings, I have to feel my feelings. It's not that. It's something else. It's like being.
It's coherent.
What?
It's like a state of coherence. It's a state of where your heart and your brain are in full alignment. It's like neutrality. It's beyond feeling.
Yes, that.
Can you say
She
more?
always has words, doesn't she? I love that.
Sarah, can you say some more?
I'm just soaking it all in. I'm listening to Alicia, and she has so much wisdom, so much to offer. I'm just soaking it all in.
Yes, and then you sort of delivered this beautiful nugget.
Yeah, so she did. The word was coherence, and she talked about the mind and the heart, and it's about balance. And so for me personally, I have been blessed with a incredibly facile and developed and educated mind and intellect. That's been a part of my journey in this lifetime. And when I met my teacher, Derek, 14 years ago, it was all about moving knowledge to wisdom. And so that's what this process has been for me. And meeting Viv and all of you and having the experiences that I've been having in Cincinnati have been crucial to that alchemy. And I haven't even read Viv's new book yet, which I get in the mail.
Oh, it's awesome. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm moving in it. It's nice.
Nice.
So much good stuff.
I haven't got a copy yet, so it's funny. It'll be delivered soon, but Angie got hers.
No way!
Angie got hers, and she came in and showed it to me. I'm like, yay, go have fun reading it. Yeah, it's good. You know, there's something, when you were talking about getting up in the morning, Alicia, and like having that joy and just moving through the day, what I get from people often, people who love me and people who don't know me, what I get is you're always so upbeat, you're always so positive, or you always that way. right? Like, can you truly live at a level where you're just always in joy, always in happiness? And is that sustainable? Or are you faking it? You know, are you not being authentic? And I guess, I mean, I'd like to talk about that with you guys if you want. What I feel is, no matter how much joy you have, you're still in a human journey, and you're going to have, you know, a flow of emotions, and it's healthy to have that. Like, some days we're going to be angry because something happened and we're just a little off alignment, or we're feeling pressure about being human, or whatever it is. And so we kind of move through these arcs, and evaluating any of them as wrong, that doesn't work. And I used to do that. I used to think, if I'm not positive, there's something wrong with me. And now I feel like I just kind of ride them. But it's like, for me, the more embodied I am, the more my soul is running the show, the more I'm trusting my soul's guidance and following what feels natural to me. It's not that I'm always up here. It's that my natural bar has been raised. So I still have ups and downs, but it's at a higher level of joy than what I used to have. And so it's like there's this continuous improvement, or not improvement, increasing amount of joy. And then you still have the flow, but you're continuously just getting a little more content or more coherence, as you use that word, Tara, which I love. It's like it just all seems to elevate. So I still have my ups and downs, and I'm not always positive and sunshine, and there's still, you know, lots of conflict that comes up, but the way in which I navigate it is easier and calmer and at a higher vibration. You guys want to reflect on that?
I think that's what the awareness is. It's becoming aware of all of the frequencies that we hold in within us, and what we observe outside of us. What we observe that triggers us on the outside is what we hold on the inside. And then, you know, going through that and bringing that into a neutral and a higher state of understanding.
Well said.
Yes.
When you talk about neutral, what do you mean when you say that, Tara?
For me, neutrality is okay, let me kind of sit with this for a second. So I'm trying to think of a story that I can bring in as I observe things that are happening outwardly. And if I have a feeling, a trigger within that, you know, and I think, oh, well, you know, and I have a judgment, or even a state of it's wrong or right, or it's black or it's white, having an opinion, a set opinion, in order for me to, I feel like then that's what I need to look at internally. And so I will look at that and try to bring that into the highest state of awareness. Yeah.
By doing what, or by?
For me, it's about bringing coherence to it. So for me, it's about going into my heart space. And I loved your podcast today and how you talk about contemplation, because for me, that there's different levels of connecting into source for me. And that was one of them, is through meditation. And that's kind of where I'm like, God knows where, I'm all over. But then there is this level of contemplation. And I think it is through that contemplation, through as you sit in the contemplation and as you just look and be aware of whatever that frequency is, whatever that energy is. So like, for instance, if I have a feeling of anger, or a feeling of frustration, whatever, resentment, whatever that may be, about somebody else or about a situation or a condition in my life, I will sit back and I need to, and like you say, you sit in the bath and you unwind it. And that's what I do. It's through contemplation. I will put my hand on my heart and say, okay, there has to be a higher way of looking at this, a higher way of understanding this. So, and so when I do that, and I bring it all into the heart, and I'm quiet, and I quiet my mind, and I just sit, and it's hard to verbalize exactly what that is, because there's really no words to what that is, but it's bringing it into a space of quiet and stillness and reflecting on it. And from there, depends on how deep that trigger is as to when the that higher state of awareness will come in for me and show me.
So good. What Tara's delivering reminds me of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. And I was taught by my teacher directly on the Bhagavad Gita, and I've also contemplated it a lot. And it talks about concentration, contemplation, and meditation. So when we use the word meditation in our world, we're really talking about contemplation, or like meditation is union. Like meditation, you're in union. So like most of the time when I'm meditating, I'm contemplating and I'm breathing. I'm not in union. Like that's the, so concentration, that's the beginning, concentration, contemplation. So a lot of people will start to meditate just to develop concentration, just to develop awareness. Like, wow, I'm thinking a million things. Look at me, I'm thinking a million things. And then concentration moves to contemplation. And Lisa, you have a DVD of my teacher Derek teaching on this exact thing. And I'm remembering exactly what he did, where he did this. He told the story about like you identify something in your life. Like, he's like, which do you want more, the glass of wine or the slice of pizza? And then once you decide what that is, then he's like, this is what meditation looks like. Oh, the glass of wine. Oh no. And he did this whole thing about it. And he talked about anyway, so I feel like what Tara was just bringing through were why the words, because it's very high teaching.
The way I see it is that we're in this. There's a portal ready. It's a Christ porthole. Okay, and this is just my from Tara's world. Okay,
we're all listening. We're all waiting.
So it's that 1111 gateway. It's this 1111 porthole, and what has it through contemplation and through just sitting with this 1111, because I keep 1111 shows up in my world on a daily basis. So as I sit and contemplate on that, what has been shown to me is that it's the frequency of neutrality. So it's about bringing all of our everything, all of our emotions into a state of neutrality, all of our judgments into a state of neutrality. And from that state of neutrality comes a higher awareness of it. And it is through that intention of wanting to feel source, wanting to feel oneness, because oneness is also a state of neutrality. So it's one thing that comes to mind is the whole idea of anything that everybody's arguing about right now in our world. They're arguing about politics, about all these things. And I remember when Trump was getting elected, I had this surge of anger and just wanting what is happening with our country and, all of these things. And I had to sit with it. And I sat because, okay, so that was one of the things that really gave me a trigger, was this idea that Trump was going to be our president. And so I had to sit with this, and I said, okay, this is my trigger. Show me the highest level of understanding of this. And I had to, and this took me several weeks to really work through, and just sitting with it, every time I felt the trigger, meditating. And then what was shown to me through my meditation was Kung Fu Panda. And how Kung Fu Panda came in, and he has no idea what he's doing, but he's wrecking things, and he's doing all these things. Yet, our society as a collective, we are all source. We are all connected to God, and the collective.
You lost us at Kung Fu Panda because it's so good.
I know, right?
So that's kind of take a picture of Kung Fu Panda with Donald Trump hair.
Oh my God.
Give us a second, and then I'm going to do that again. That was so funny. Okay. All right, now you can interpret it. We just needed to absorb it.
I know, right? So it took me a little while, but what I realized is that as a collective, that is what was chosen, and everything is right, true, and good.
Yes.
Even though from a lower state of understanding, or even a higher state of understanding, it seems so wrong, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at it as a collective, as a whole, as oneness, it's actually going to bring so much goodness that we can't really comprehend right now in a linear standpoint.
Yes, and I actually saw Michelle Obama say something the other day that I feel like is linked to this, where somebody asked her, like, well, what do you think, about 2020? Like, who do you think, like, what should happen? And she said, it doesn't matter what I think. The collective, she said this, the country chose Donald Trump, and the country needs to decide who they're going to choose next. And what do they want in the office of the presidency? This is not a decision for me. It doesn't matter what I think, she said. It matters what the collective chooses. And that's the healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that, because I absolutely agree with you. The line I like the most, Tara, is everything is right, good, and true. Is that how you said it?
Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, there's no mistake. Whatever happens, there's no mistake. And we're just continuing to co-create together and evolve together. And to me, I feel like there's these shortcuts sometimes. Like, we could all just keep going and be the status quo, and we just keep moving along a continuum, and it would get to where we need to get. Or there's this like as we're moving through a loop, there's like this opportunity where you can sort of jump out and create a wormhole, as Richard Rudd talks about it in the Gene Keys, or a shortcut. And it looks like chaos when you're doing that little wormhole, but suddenly you've elevated everything to a higher pathway or a higher way of being. And we just need to kind of work through the chaos in the in-between of it. Yeah.
And it's so internal, because and this is what I have found in my own life, as I work through each trigger, each resistance, each resentment, each judgment, every time I work through that, I am lifted into a reality that no longer exists in my view, in my world. And so it's almost like a ripple effect. So, and this is, where Jesus talks and says, don't worry about the boulder or the log in your brother's eye. Worry about the splinter that is in your own. And because the more you work on your individual self, the more you are actually, you're dissolving reality. It's so magical.
Teachings from Tara.
Her voice is so soothing. I could listen to her all night.
I would subscribe to that website.
She might not be video for a while, but it's okay. We'll take
It doesn't matter. She's like bringing in the Jesus teachings. So, you know.
That's right.
Who needs video? Your peeps are here waiting, Tara, whenever you're ready.
You guys are so nice. Thank you.
We're just absorbing.
You guys. I am too. Let me tell you. And Lisa, you don't, I have to say this. You don't just do acupressure.
Thank you.
You're doing energy work. And what is so awesome is that your work with Viv and being with Viv is it's like this, it's expanding your heart and your geometry. So what's happening is when you're working, it's almost like I can see this frequency. It's so cool. So as you're working, I could feel this intense love coming through your work. It's really cool. So I've been bragging about you, by the way, at my work.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Passing out your phone number. So if you get these random calls.
I love random calls. They're very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love my work. I really do.
Okay, so I want to keep going on this theme that Tara started, which is let's love on Lisa a little bit. What I love is how you have literally encyclopedias worth of plant knowledge just in you that just randomly comes out like in the most beautiful ways. I have been drinking your cacao with there's spice in it. What do you have? Cayenne in
mushroom.
it?
Yeah, cayenne, mushroom, black pepper, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon.
And you call it immune booster?
Immune booster. Mm-hmm.
Okay, people, anyone who watches this, you need to get a hold of Lisa and order it because it has really been helping me move this cold out so quickly. The other thing too, since we're just doing a plug for your products, is this inhaler that's got like oils in a little white thing and you just put under your nose and you sniff it in and it brings peppermint oil under your nasal cavities. I mean, I look like a druggie. But it's amazing. It's in your teeth. I mean, sister, you are creating such amazing goodness, and I don't feel like people know about you enough. So we're going to talk about you right here.
Thank you.
For the holidays.
Great. Happy holidays. Sorry, I'm fidgeting.
No, you're doing great. It's amazing you've been sitting still this long. Like, I'm really.
I know, right? Thank you. This is hard. This is really hard.
Whenever you're at my house, I never know where I'm going to find you. You're either doing dishes or putting something away or bringing something in, or like you're just constantly in motion. So this is really interesting to witness.
It's hard. Yeah. My feet are secretly doing an Irish jig. That's you know how the bottom half moves, and the top doesn't. That's what my legs are doing right now.
Why is it so hard? Is it because you want to go do things, or?
I don't know. It's just hard. It's just hard to be idle. Yeah.
Idle. This is magic making right here.
This is magic happening right now. Sorry, this is an idol.
It feels like you move so much energy. Like you're just constantly like I'm going to use a weird word. I vibrate.
What's that little white thing? No, sorry.
No.
Those things that Lisa brings that were on the table. Remember, what were those things?
Those are massage tools.
Those are acupressure tools.
What I was saying is like my energy buzz or intensity is usually, as I try to swallow, is usually when I'm sitting down and I'm in meditation or doing energy work with a client but it's like all of this comes in and it's intensified as I'm still. Yours is like electricity. It's like energy in motion.
or more like water on a hot skillet. I don't know. One of the two, but yeah, it's interesting.
It's good though. You get so much done.
Well, if you could only look around my room, you're in the decent part right now. It's been a process, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's impressive how much you accomplish.
Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you.
There you go. See, you're getting better at it all the time.
I am. This is so unusual for me.
How's it feel to receive love? Because you're normally the one that's like showering it.
I'm really hot. Like my cheeks are pink. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's weird. I feel like I'm flush or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's awkward.
But you know, let's just keep the focus on you for another moment.
Can I say a few things? So this is why I love Lisa, because I was Lisa, meaning I used to have a hard time receiving. Have you seen how good I have gotten at it, Lisa?
You are wonderful.
I come to Cincinnati. I do nothing. I don't do the dishes.
You don't.
I don't cook anything. I just sit there. People bring me things. I am served. They make me baths. It's freaking amazing. So I am who you can become.
That's right. I strive to be that. One day it could be me too.
But I'll tell you a story about my journey as Alicia and something I remember and my ability to give and receive is directly related to my mother. My mother was a giver.
So was mine.
And she got diagnosed with breast cancer. It was her left breast. So first of all, the breast tends to be mother, right? It's the left side.
Right. Feminine.
Right. So she had treatment. The cancer moved to her spine. So they were happy it was called bone-only cancer. So she lived with this cancer for 9 years. The initial prognosis was like 6 months to live. Because this was a long time ago. This was like 97. They didn't have as much. It was like one of the first on lectin.
Right.
Anyway, but what ended up happening is so deep. How her left vocal cord and her left diaphragm paralyzed near the end of her life from the place in her spine. So when you think about that, her voice and her breath, the left side. Now what happened was her whole left side of her body shut down. So what did she have to do for the first time in her life? She had to receive. So I literally fed her. I would help her go to the bathroom. Other people did that. She had to receive. So in the last year of her life, I watched her come into mastery as she received. And my mother is the woman who is like, this is hysterical. This is also has to do with judgment, which Tara was talking about, like judgment. And my mother was part of the bereavement group in the church. And like when people got sick, you know how people bring meals,
Food
my mother would bring meals, but she wouldn't like just bring a meal. Like my mother brought a meal. Like it was like you were in Tuscany. And then when people, this is so funny. It's the funniest memory I have of my mom. We're like at the house, and people are bringing meals. This is probably like the last 4 months of her life, and she'd be like, because my mom was really funny. She's like, who brought the meal tonight? Like, oh God. And she would judge like the meals that people were bringing, like, oh God, is that meal? What do you think? Like,
Ethel's cooking tonight.
So like, and this reminds me too of what my teacher Derek used to say. Like when God shows up, you give your best. Like you don't give God your broken cup. But if all you have is a broken cup, then that's what you use, right?
Right, yeah.
So the important journey to learn how to receive what you are doing right now with unbelievable courage. It's so beautiful to witness you. Because then you don't have to take on physical illness to learn the lesson. And so I just want to honor you and acknowledge you and say that I see what you're doing, and I see how courageous it is and how beautiful it is. And you too can sit like me and do nothing.
Aw.
In my house, you can come to my house and sit like that and do nothing.
That's hard.
Here's what we'll
I'll
do.
try.
Next time, we're going to trade. Alicia's going to do all the dishes when she's in town. You are going to sit and just receive.
That is true.
And people will bring me tea. Okay.
Except I think Lisa will like hip check me. I don't think she'll let me do it, but I will try.
Kara and I will make her. What do you think, Kara? We're in. Yeah. I do want to add, though, to what Alicia said, like the journey you're going through, because we're talking about mothers. I mean, you're grieving your mother still and going through, process with releasing. And
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And so you start to let go of the ways that you identified yourself as the daughter of your mother, or, my mother's also a giver. I'm sure many of our mothers were, and very selfless. But then, we get angry because we're not getting our own needs met. And that goes into
Right.
relationships too. So, hi, baby.
Hello, Sophie.
Yeah. So it's perfect. Like you're learning, not even learning, you're healing that dynamic with your mom. Now, so many years later, and this
Right.
group of women is helping you through it, and all the other people from the New Millennials and the other groups that you're in, like you really have such a cocoon of love around you that you don't have to get ill. You're not going to have to take that road.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the frequency that I see. Oh my gosh, you just hit it. So as soon as you said that, and Lisa, I think from Viv and this group that you are feeling a lot of love, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's the frequency that I'm seeing. All of a sudden, I see it. Because you are being filled, then as you're doing your work, what's flowing through you is coming through. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear my new record.
Ah.
Same thing. That's what happens. That's what's happening with my music. So I'm being so loved by this community. The vibration of my music, it will be more loving because of you all. That's how it works.
Yay.
So cool, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Love expands and creates more and creates more and creates more. Yeah. It does always look like pebbles, when pebbles drop into water and the ripples just keep going out and out and out. That's how love looks to me, when it's coming from this pure place and there's no conditions attached to it. I mean, Lisa, you show up and don't do a dish, I love you. It doesn't matter. Alicia, you show up and do a dish. Like, that's the thing. There's no expectation or attachment to the love that we're starting to really expand in this world. And it's not just my community. There's so many communities that are doing that. And it's incredible. It's incredible to see it happening on a global level. So yay. Yay. All right. It is 5 till 7 and I have a husband upstairs waiting for dinner. So I gotta go.
Peace.
I love you guys so much. Like so much.
We have to sing a song. We have to finish with a song.
Okay, what song do you want to sing? It's got to be one of yours.
Love, love, love. Love, love, love. You know what I'm singing?
Keep going.
Love, love, love.
All we need.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. How does it go? There's nothing that you can do but tear me down. Nothing you can do but you can learn to play now.
We'll add a little bop.
Ready? Everybody sing. Da, 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 da.
Love.
I don't know what you're
Is love.
Oh, all you need
All you need is love.
is love.
All you need is love.
Love.
Love is
Love is all you need.
Oh, I love you guys.
Love you.
Mwah.